We welcome the arrival of Father Pasquale Armando Francesco, our new parochial vicar for the cathedral. Father Pasquale is Eritrean. Eritrea is a country in northern Ethiopia. It's like a lamb leg on the north part of Ethiopia and then down towards the east. As a priest, he has served in his home country of Eritrea, served in the Latin eparchy where he's ordained, the Latin eparchy of Barentu. Most recently, though, he had to leave that country. When he left that country, he served as a priest in North Sudan and in South Sudan. And he comes to us from Nairobi, Kenya, where he completed his master's degree in pastoral theology at the Catholic University of East Africa. Father will be performing all the duties of a parochial vicar, plus he will serve and give special consideration for the Saint Josephine Bakita ecclesial community here at the cathedral. Some of you may know of that community. If you've ever come to Sunday 4 o'clock Mass, you would know of that community, but you may not. In fact, probably those who watch us via television or live stream have never heard of the Saint Josephine Bakita ecclesial community here at the cathedral. It's made up of different African Americans from several East African nations. Most of our Bakita community at one time or another lived in refugee camps before coming to Sioux Falls. Most experienced hardship and persecution in their native lands. Most have seen violent death and destruction firsthand. St. Paul's words today could be their words. No one has appeared on my behalf. Everyone has deserted me, but the Lord stood by me and gave me strength. What drew our East Africans, now African Americans, here legally, to this country, Sudanese, Eritreans, Burundi, Tanzanians, is no secret, of course. It's the same dream that drew our ancestors to this country. A new start, a fresh beginning where one has freedoms to practice this religion, their Catholic faith, to be able to have decent work, make a decent wage and living for themselves, pursue a good education, not to live in fear. Our Bakita community could be located, when they came here, they could have located any Catholic church in the city of Sioux Falls, but they decided to plant roots here at the cathedral. They call the cathedral their Catholic spiritual home because it is here that they experience a sense of the sacred. Just look around. How could you not experience a sense of the sacred in this cathedral? Of course, we're all drawn to the cathedral because we experience a sense of the sacred. It is here in the mystical beauty of this cathedral that we encounter the majesty of God. We are all drawn here out of our smallness when we look around and see the immensity of this place, but also our gratitude that, like the tax collector, none of us are worthy to receive God's mercy, right? Or forgiveness or love. And yet he showers it upon us anyway, immensely, when we stand before him in humility and make our mea culpas for what we've done. God has no favorites. As we hear from Sirach in our first reading, our cathedral is for everyone. It's for the rich and for the poor. It's for the black and for the white. It is for the Catholic and for the Protestant. It is for the Christian and even the non-believer. And it's certainly for saints and sinners. It belongs to our cathedral family here present in the pews. It belongs to our cathedral family who watch us virtually from afar. How many letters and emails we've received from people who watch us virtually this Mass, saying, thank you for the experience of the sacred that we receive watching Mass from Saint Joseph Cathedral in Sioux Falls. We've had visitors come to us from far and wide who have watched us virtually before, during, and even after COVID. They drive hundreds of miles to come here to Mass at our cathedral, or they fly thousands of miles just to attend Mass at the Cathedral of Saint Joseph in Sioux Falls. And, this is very important, to pray in the sacred liturgy. To pray the sacred liturgy in a sacred place. And that's the key. You see, it's not just the beauty, the art, and the architecture that draws us into the sacred. It's the importance that we place upon celebrating the sacred liturgy with reverence. The mysteries of God are made personal by the way we pray. We can't pray well unless we are led into prayer well, bringing the mysteries alive to us through the Word, through hymn, through instrument. You know, one of the things we really pride ourselves, besides the beauty of our cathedral, is our sacred music program here at the cathedral. It is the shining star that has become our identifying marker. Sacred music leads us into sacred prayer, so that everything we gaze upon here becomes present, real to us. It's not just symbols of angels and saints. It is the angels and saints that we hear speak to us in our music, through the organ, through choir, cantor. Our organists and cantors and choirs play a vital role then in this mission. In fact, so vital, for some time now, you've heard me write about the fact that we need a new organ, our new organ project. It's a go. It's a project that we cannot do without, given the diminishing state of our present organ. And of course, we invite everyone to partner with us in this project. Everyone. And the least that we can do is to pray. Let us say in Sirach that God hears the prayers of those who serve him willingly. Those petitions reach to heaven. God willing, with prayer and everyone's help, a new organ will be a reality soon. In this sense of the sacred that our readings emphasize today, St. Paul says that we are to compete well. We're to compete well in all our undertakings, but especially in how we pray, in order to be poured out like a libation, knowing our departure is at hand. What does that mean? Except we won't be on this earth forever. So we strive to give God our best, not just partially, not mediocrity, but to give God our best. The crown of righteousness awaits me, says St. Paul, which the Lord, the just judge, will award to me in that day, and not only to me, but to all who have longed for his appearance. My brothers and sisters, we don't have an appearance of God at the present. What we have is the appearance of God in the sacred liturgy. With that in mind, and knowing that today is the feast day of Saint Pope John Paul II, perhaps we can take a cue from his inspiring, insightful, and hopeful words. He says this: let us remember the past with gratitude. Let us live the present with enthusiasm. And let us look forward to the future with confidence.